Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today we're going to take a look at 7 watches that I found that I thought were good buys, and if you're interested, take a look at these. Now the first one is the Oris aquis date, and the reason I found this one as interesting is because of the movement. Oris started making their own movement called the Oris 400. It's an automatic 4 hertz, 120-hour reserve, which is pretty nice. It's got double barrels in series, so that's another nice feature about it. One of the things you can see, I don't know if I made it big enough, but you might want to go and take a look at it yourself, is the regulator. It has its regulator, there's a screw that turns a gear there's a whole series of gears, of teeth, I should say, and when you turn it, it will uh, adjust the spring. It's a type of curb regulator and move it so that it speeds it up or slows it down, and so you can do some fine adjustment with that. Now, the MSRP on this watch is $3,700, which is, not cheap, but not terrible either. The offer that I found was $1,850, brand new, the box and papers and everything. And they had a coupon code called Celebrate. It would knock off an additional 10% for 1665 at a place called WatchMax, so you can find it online. The watch itself, the Oris watch, has got actually a very good reputation for just sort of a guy's watch. Good everyday watch, sporty, but not something I would go play rugby in, put it that way. Just a nice watch. I like it for a good everyday watch. You put it on, it's automatic, you forget about it, you go to work, come home. Nice watch. Now this next one is one I probably talked about before. I don't know this particular one, but it was a Bvlgari octo roma 41. 41 refers to 41 millimeters, nice size. This watch is got the Bvlgari manufactured BVL 191. Now, Bvlgari is part of Louis Vuitton, the LVMH sort of luxury group, I guess. But this particular movement was made by Bvlgari. They have their own facilities for doing that. Now the offer, I found out, was $3,000. The MSRP on these is like around $7,000. This is pre-owned at a place called Bezel. And Bezel is sort of an interesting place that you might want to take a look at. They have auctions as well as selling watches. The good thing about the auction is that the buyer doesn't pay the premium. So they may have changed that, but that's a pretty good deal. So if you bid, let's say $3,000, or this is not on a bid, but rather just go there. You could go there and buy it. But another watch, let's say you bid and won, let's say $5,000, and then you don't have to pay another 25% or 20% premium that often buyers in watch auctions would charge. Okay, moving right along, we got this next one this one's more expensive. However, they're right around $30,000 if you go down. I think there are a lot of different numbers on this particular watch. This is the Armin strom gravity equal force, and the thing I like about it, it has a mechanism called the Maltese cross or the Geneva stopwork. And what it does essentially, there's in the lower right there, you can see this thing look like a poorly made gear, but it's a Maltese cross type of gear, and at certain points it rewinds the mainspring, and the idea, of course, is to keep the spring within these limits so that it's not doesn't do too much or too little, and in order to get a constant force. And this is why it's called gravity equal force instead of constant force. Same idea. It has a very interesting frequency, 25-200. I think that's like 3.5 hertz, 72-hour reserve. The other thing about Armin strom is that they're twice assembled. They put them together, they run them, and then they take them apart again. They they clean them and lubricate them and get them all ready, and then put them back together again. I believe that Alanga Unhunda do the same thing. I really like this watch. 16,800. Now, not cheap, but instead of 30,000, it looked like a really good buy to me. By the way, too, I talked to this is from Horology by the Sea, and I talked to Brandon Skinner, who owns it, and he says you can't see it except in certain light, but there is a little scratch on the crystal, on the glass of the dial. And I looked and couldn't find it. Brandon pointed me to a video, and I couldn't find it on the video. And while my hearing's not so hot, I got great eyesight. So anyway, it's a minor thing. It would bother some, not me. Okay, all right. Continuing on. Now these two, I got to tell you about this startup. The Rolex Air King that has the Faraday cage in it. I forgot the reference number on it, but they have a Faraday cage. So I thought, that's a neat one because it cost about $2,000 less than the Milgauss, both of which have been replaced. The Milgauss is gone 100%, and the Air King is they don't have the Faraday cage on it anymore. Probably because they don't need it. But anyway, I went looking for that. I couldn't find anything that I could say, hey, this is a good buy. Rolexes, the good and bad thing about it is they keep their price. Watches values don't change, but the prices do. So looking at the Air Kings with the Faraday cage, I thought, boy, I'll be able to find something under 5,000. I couldn't, so that's it. I thought, well, I'll go see what else they got. And another large group of watches that have been discontinued by Rolex, but I think have some good value, are the Cellini. And I found that Cellini's Danos is in the classic dress watch. It's gold. It's hand wound. It's just minutes and hours. It's a true gentleman's watch. It's 33 millimeters. And again, this was often cited as you want a dress watch a little smaller. I like this. I like this Rolex. I found one on eBay for $43.70. It's got a caliber 1602 manual wind, 3 hertz. That I like. So let me see what Chopard has in their Chopard Classic. And I found one of them for very close to the same price. It's caliber 110, 3 hertz, 21,600 semi-oscillations per hour. 36 millimeters, it's a little bigger, which I would prefer, but and with Roman numerals, it adds the formality to it for a dress watch. However, the small seconds and the time window at 6 o'clock may take some away. But I found these two. If you're looking for a gold dress watch, either one of these I think are a good buy. The Rolex is at eBay. The Chopard is at Chrono 24. Okay. Moving ahead, now, recently I talked about Cartier watches, And I found this one, a new one, at Joma's shop for $5,800. Now the MSRP on these is $7,200, and getting a new one for $5,800 is quite a savings. And so I thought, well, this might be something that some people are looking at. It's 41 millimeters steel. It's got a caliber, in-house caliber, the 1904 PSMC automatic 4 hertz, 48 hours reserve. And this is just a nice looking watch. This is a sort of a kind of watch. Again, you could wear this in sort of a little dressier type of work you may be involved in. But I like it. I thought you might be interested. It looks like a good deal to me. And again, this is a new watch. Now, the final one, I went back again. This is from Horology by the Sea again. Horology by the Sea is one of the ADs for Harboring 2. The Harboring 2 tuxedo, the Harboring 2 Irwin tuxedo. Now, the Irwin is very much like the first one had, called the Felix, except it has jumping seconds. And so they used to call the ones with jumping seconds doctor's watches, because for taking a pulse, you could take a look at it and bip the way like that. That's the way, most quartz watches do that, except it's a rarity. I had a Harboring 2, and I loved it. I wore it and wore it and wore it until I just decided I wanted to get another watch to wear and wear and wear. And the Irwin, this one is called the Tuxedo, and I like the looks of it. And this is a kind of watch that a guy can have. He doesn't have to go broke. $6,800 isn't cheap by anybody's. Well, some it may, but not your average guy. But it's worth saving for. Now, this is notice this says pre-order. That's true with most Harboring 2s. They only make 200 watches a year in this little atelier in Austria, where Richard and Marie Harboring make these wonderful watches. If you're interested in a watch like this, it's the kind of watch, if a guy wears a watch like this, I think it says two things. One, you know your watches, you know horology, and you care about horology. And two, you're not going to spend any more than you can afford, I think. And I like the looks of it. The notion tuxedo, the brigade numbers, I just think it's a cool watch. Anyway, those are my suggestions today. And I'd like to know what you think. And I know you have some other ones you found that are better, and I want you to tell me about them. Opportunity to subscribe if you like. And until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection.